Hello guys, this is DJ Studios and welcome back to my channel. This week in Behind the Scenes we're going to be talking about the trailer and the trailer that I dropped yesterday for episode 3, which is called Overdrive, which actually premieres tomorrow. Before I actually start talking about the trailer, I just wanted to say that I am on Instagram and I am on Twitter, and those two are going to be linked down below. So if you want to check out my views on films or whatever is particularly interesting me on Twitter, for example, then you should go and have a look at that. And on Instagram I post a lot of behind the scenes stuff for this series. For the music, I had to do multiple sort of versions of it. I think that it's still a bit weak on the music front. I'm not going to lie, I'll get into my criticisms of my trailer later, but I generally thought that the music was kind of okay, but it's not brilliant. It's not the best that it could be. I think that what it needs to happen is that there's too much build up from beginning, middle and end. It's the whole thing doesn't really go anywhere in terms of an ending. You know, when one track ends, the next track is also kind of in the build-up, so it doesn't work as well as it really should. In terms of lines of dialogue, a couple of the lines are taken from scene 3. One of them is Omega Productions, one of them is Will, and one of them at the end of the trailer is myself. The one at the end of the trailer was a line that I actually cut when Aaron is just talking basically to himself. It's very odd, and he's just talking about the situation that he's in. He's talking to his father, but he's not getting a reply. So he's just talking to him about the situation that he's in. And I just thought that the line worked here, even though it's not actually in the episode anymore. When it comes to editing trailers, I don't like to spend a lot of time on one shot. I like to keep cutting quite regularly, every couple of seconds, or to the music mostly, but obviously that doesn't always go to plan, and it is quite difficult to do. So what I recommend is starting off with a landscape, a longer shot for a bit of build-up, right? Just to introduce you to the trailer, right? And then pick up the shot rate as you get up, and bring some of the better shots that you have at the end. What I really hated about my trailer was the fact that I didn't have this build-up that I've mentioned before. It felt like it was very sort of odd, the fact that we get this weird build-up, and the fact that I didn't repeat a shot, but it's the same shot, just later on, and they're right next to each other with one shot in between. It looks kind of odd. A couple of details that I really like about the trailer, though, are the fact that when we see the robot smash his hands together, that's actually a drum beat in there, which I'm quite happy with. And the fact that the rain and all that looks really cool and atmospheric, and exactly how I wanted it to be. So I'm going to add a card to the trailer up here. Go and take a look at it. I hope that you like it, and you should leave a comment on it as well, but make sure that you type something nice. I don't want to see like filth. In other news of the series, I need to work on a poster for the episode as well. I have an idea, and it's a bit like the ending shot of the trailer. We see that there's the thing's eyes coming, the thing's body like rising from the Cyberman's eyes. I want to do something like that, but with the 12th Doctor, and have to do 2 eyes, because otherwise it's going to look weird, wouldn't it? Because of the way that thumbnails work on YouTube is that they're like rectangular instead of portrait. They're landscape instead of portrait. I do art, for goodness sake. I would have to do 2 eyes and then have him appearing maybe a little bit, bring down his transparency a little bit so that I look kind of cool. And that is what I'm going to do for the poster. And do you know what? Just because it's kind of like Christmas, well, it's nearly there, I'm gonna stick some snow on it as well, just so it looks sort of like a Christmas episode, when really it's not. I wasn't intending for it to come out during Christmas. I was hoping that I could get the thing out around October time, but obviously that plan didn't really happen. For episode 4, I'm going to be working on the final few scenes during this week, so next week we should be talking about that. Don't worry, episode 4 is definitely coming out, and it should be out in a few weeks. I would like to have it out kind of January time, just before episode 2 of the new series. I like to get it out within that time, but I don't know, I really want to try and get this thing finished and get this thing bypassed as quick as I can, so we can start working on episode 5 and we can start working on the next few episodes. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you were new, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.